Welcome to the Afterspin, opinions from thought leaders in our state. I want to ask Donna Martinez and Rob Schofield, a large percentage of North Carolina's $5 billion transportation budget comes from those who use our roads, specifically through gas taxes. The state's 36.2 cents a gallon, coupled with the federal 18.4 cents a gallon, makes up the bulk of our revenues. But electric vehicles, more fuel-efficient cars, lower prices at the gas pump, and ride sharing seems to be reducing the dollars that we need to build and maintain roads. What should we do? Do we need to tax electric cars more? Do we need to raise gas tax prices? What suggestions have you got, Rob?
Well, there was a proposal in the General Assembly to raise taxes on electric vehicles. That's complicated because a lot of electric vehicles don't drive as far and don't use the road as much. I actually think moving to the VMT, the vehicle miles traveled, probably is the future. The idea that the amount of time you spend on the highway, you have a tax fixed on the number of miles you drive, and that way, you use up the highway at the same rate whether you're getting good gas mileage or not. But we also have to keep in mind, I think that we do want to have incentives or credits, something to advance the cause of renewable energy, of moving more electric vehicles, less gas guzzlers onto the road. I think maybe those two policies can both be pursued at the same time.
Donna, the John Locke Foundation has had several forums on this particular issue, particularly the vehicle miles traveled, VMT. The problem seems to be, how do you keep the records for this? I mean, who's in charge of keeping the records? Any other ideas you've got?
The first thing that is important is to bring the revenue stream out of the shadows. I mean, you listed the state tax, the federal tax. I don't even think a lot of people realize when you are buying a gallon of gas how much of that is tax and how the roads are actually funded. I do think we have to go more to your impact on the road. It's a reality. The roads wear down. When you drive, you're having an impact. So I am open to the idea, Rob, of the vehicle miles traveled tax. Gross vehicle weight, I think we have to look at that. That would take care of fuel-efficient vehicles that are still heavy and driving on the roads. I think we also...
And that one would be fairly easy to do, because as you're paying for your license renewals and
your annual inspection,
you'd know how much the vehicle weighs.
Sure. I think you also have to look at toll roads. The problem is they're really unpopular, but I think people who support them, like me, haven't done a good enough job of explaining to people that everybody benefits with a toll road. And we have to have a brutally honest discussion with North Carolina drivers. You have to fund this, and the current funding mechanism is going by the wayside. It isn't working anymore just based on technology, et cetera.
It's a declining revenue base.
But the toll roads, the problem there is that it creates two classes of drivers. We have wealthy drivers who can afford to use the toll roads, and we have low and middle income folks who can't, and so takes them twice as long to get to work. I think that's something we need to approach very, very carefully. Roads should be for everyone.
Of course, but it gives everyone a choice, because if you want to pay the toll, you can go do that.
If you have the money.
But a lot of people, if people don't have the money or don't want to, still, people are choosing that. They're moving off of the so-called, quote, free road, which frees that up for everybody else. It really does mean that everybody benefits.
Hasn't been the experience in a lot of places. A lot of people who are the low-income people end up using the poorer quality roads, and they have to drive long ways to work because they have to live in poorer rural areas.
I hear what you're saying. All I know is when I go to Florida, they've got better roads, and they're not quite as crowded.
Please tell me we're not going to copy Florida, though, as our model.
I will not tell you that. All right. Well, thank you all for watching the Afterspin. We'll have more video all during the week on ncspin.com.